So now for this part of the presentation, I'm going to be telling you in more detail about the postgraduate funding that we have available for students considering courses with us. So the funding that's available for UK students is devolved with 4 organisations responsible for assessing student finance awards, so it's regional funding. Students apply to the organisation that represents the region where they live pre-university or the organisation who funds your current undergraduate studies. So you can see the table at the bottom with a list of the pre-university residency and which funding organisation would be responsible for your funding as a postgraduate student. So I'm going to go through those different regions now to give you a bit more information. So first of all, we have students from Wales and the EU. So students from Wales and the EU, so that excludes the rest of the UK, with students ordinarily resident in Wales and those from the EU studying at Bangor University may be entitled to a combination of loan and grant as a contribution to costs while studying a postgraduate master's degree course. The total support available to an eligible student during the 2020-21 academic year is £17,489, and each Welsh or EU student will receive a minimum of a £1,000 grant. So here you'll see the table for students from Wales and the EU and how the funding works. So you'll see that it's based on taxable household income. So down the side there we've got different amounts of taxable household income, and then it will tell you how much grant you'd be able to apply for, the loan that's available, and then you'll see that the total for every student is £17,489. But your household income then decides how much of that total is via a grant. So a grant is non-repayable, and how much is available through a loan. So the loan would be the money that you would need to repay. And as I've already mentioned, regardless of what your household income is, everybody gets a minimum of a £1,000 grant in these circumstances. But if your household income is £59,200 or lower, then the grant is going to be higher than that £1,000. So you may be able to see your household income in that table to give you a rough idea about what the grant and loan ratio would be for the total amount that you're available to borrow for your postgraduate studies. Funding is available to full and part-time students undertaking their first postgraduate course. Support is allocated over the number of years that the course is studied, with funding capped in each academic year. So for example, if you're doing a 1-year course, you'll be getting £17,489 for that 1 year. But if you're doing a 2-year course, you'll be getting £8,744.50 per year for the 2-year course that you're studying on. A new bursary scheme is available to support students from Wales to continue with their postgraduate studies in Wales. The aim of the £2,000 Postgraduate Taught Masters Incentivisation Bursary Scheme is to increase the number of Welsh graduates who remain in or return to Wales to study a postgraduate master's degree in the following STEM subjects: science, technology, engineering, mathematics and medicine. A £1,000 postgraduate bursary is also available for those wanting to study 40 credits or more of their master's degree through the medium of Welsh. A new bursary of £4,000 for postgraduate students aged 60 or over, and all students who are eligible for these new bursaries will be contacted directly by the university in September, with the bursary to be applied as a fee waiver to reduce the cost of your tuition fees in most cases. So moving on to students who are from England. Students from England can apply for a non-means tested postgraduate loan of up to £11,222 as a contribution towards the cost of study. The loan amount is not affected by a student's taxable household income, so it differs greatly in this way in comparison to the students from Wales or the EU. Funding is available to full and part-time students undertaking their first postgraduate course, and support is allocated over the number of years the course is studied, with funding capped in each academic year. So again, if it's a 1-year course, you'll get £11,222, but if it's a 2-year course, you'll get £5,611 per academic year. Students from Scotland and Northern Ireland. So we only have the information available for students who started in September for these particular circumstances. So postgraduate tuition fee and living costs loan in Scotland. Students from Scotland are able to apply for a postgraduate tuition fee loan of up to £5,500 for master's degrees. In addition, students can apply for a living cost loan of £4,500 for the duration of their postgraduate course. Postgraduate tuition fee loan for Northern Ireland. Students from Northern Ireland can now apply for up to £5,500 towards the cost of their postgraduate tuition fee. For full details, please check the Student Finance Northern Ireland website. So I'm just going to tell you a bit now about the postgraduate funding conditions. So a full master's course is 180 credits. Postgraduate funding is available to students undertaking their first postgraduate qualification. Postgraduate funding isn't available to students receiving funding from any of the following: the NHS, the Department of Health, Social Services and Public Safety, Student Awards Agency Scotland, Care Council Wales and CES 2. I'm now going to tell you a bit about the funding for doctoral courses. So this is for students from Wales, England and the EU. There's a loan of up to £26,445. The payments are made in instalments across the number of the years of the doctoral programme. And those in receipt of a studentship funding from any of the 7 UK research councils, so whether that's full or fees only, will not be eligible to receive a loan. And those receiving other direct forms of government support for maintenance and fees costs, so including any salary contributions or fees provided by the NHS for the purposes of doctoral study and the CES 2 scheme, will not be eligible either. So there could be additional support available to some students depending on your individual circumstances through the Disabled Student Allowance. So any students who have a disability, a long-term illness or specific learning difficulty can apply for the Disabled Student Allowance or the DSA. Now this allowance does not depend on household income and it's not a specific amount of money. It could just help you with costs that you might incur additionally because of the disability, long-term illness or specific learning difficulty. So for example, the DSA could provide eligible students with specialist equipment like computer software, non-medical helpers like a note taker or reader, extra travel costs because of your disability, or other things related to your studies, like for example, photocopying. So you need to apply for this support each academic year and you will need a needs assessment report. So for more information, please contact the Disability Service here at Bangor and you have the webpage there that you can take a look at. But we do encourage you to get in touch well before you start at Bangor University so you can have a really good explanation of all the different things available to help you out and all the information that can make a big difference to you when you're starting here at the university. So moving on to repaying these student loans. Now the repayments start when students earn £21,000 or more and the repayment process is automatic. So you'll repay 9% of your income over that £21,000 threshold and it's deducted from your wages and paid to the student loans company via the HMRC tax system. And repayment of the postgraduate loan is made alongside the repayments for your undergraduate loan. Now there are some bursaries and scholarships available that you may want to look at. So there are a number of funding schemes typically available from or via the university. So again, please have a look at our website to see which of these opportunities you may be eligible for. So this is a screenshot of our website and you'll see all the different headings there. The university-based scholarships, students and bursaries, there are some for particular schools and departments, some for international students, there's some examples of external things that are out there. So please have a look at this webpage and click through and see if there's any there that you may be eligible for to help with the funding for your studies. So there's also possible funding from external organisations, charities and trusts, and as I've already said, we do have a heading or tab for that on our website. So again, have a look through there and it will give you access to more information about these potential external organisations which may be able to help you with the funding. And then if all else fails, the options for self-funding is again finding external sources of funding. So contact organisations whose focus is aligned with your own or with your personal circumstances or background, or there may be opportunities for employer sponsorship as well. If you can successfully argue that your study or research will result in extended knowledge or expertise in an area key to their growth, their development, their infrastructure, who knows, they may be willing to invest in you. So it's an important thing to look through and look into yourself. We also have access to the Alternative Guide to Postgraduate Funding online. So this has a considerable database of funding opportunities and comprehensive guidance and numerous tools to help you prepare a winning grant application. This access is free to all Bangor students and staff to use, So access at www.postgraduate-funding.com/gateway, and you can use your @bangor.ac.uk email address to create an account. But any non-Bangor students listening, you can use the PIN number 5614 to gain access as well. Now, just to give you an idea about the tuition fees at Bangor University, again, we encourage you to have a look at our website to see the exact fees for the courses that you're interested in. MA start from £6,500 and MSc from £7,200 up to £12,250, and LLM from £7,250. An MA and MSc in the business school will range from £9,500 to £10,500, and an MBA at the business school is £13,250. And then you've also got our research degrees that will start from £4,395. Now, there are some exceptions. For example, the MBA Chartered Banker full programme is at £16,250. So like I said, have a look at our website to see the details of the fees for the course you're interested in. And just to make a note as well about spreading the cost, for most master's degrees you can pay the tuition fees in instalments if you'd prefer to do it that way. And just to end on information for part-time study, so those of you thinking of studying with us part-time rather than full-time, usually a pro rata fee is charged per year of study. Some of the bonuses with part-time study is it does allow you more opportunity to work and earn whilst you're studying. And other advantages of studying this way could also be you have more time to study privately, research topics more thoroughly, to think and to submit your essays in more time. And although the contact time is going to be the same for part-time students as it is for full-time students. So we hope you found that information useful and it's answered some of the questions that you have. But if after this presentation you still want to find out more, please get in touch with postgraduate advice on the email postgraduate@bangor.ac.uk and admissions@bangor.ac.uk. And if the questions that you have are specifically about the money aspects of things, we do recommend that you contact our money support unit on moneysupport@bangor.ac.uk. So good luck with your application for your postgraduate study and also researching your funding, and we really look forward to welcoming you here at Bangor University. Diolch yn fawr, thank you very much.